What's going on is the one and only Melvin. It's been a pretty long time, but today we're looking at a Samsung dryer. Just gonna show you guys how to take it apart. I'm using a headset, so hopefully you guys are able to see what I'm doing, my hands. So we'll get started. I have already taken this apart so many times. Normally, to pop this guy, you use a putty knife. I'll show you right now. So this comes off. Of course, always disconnect your power. But you can see the point here, the little tips. With a flat head, you just pry it a little bit and it pops up. So that's that. So just set it like that. You got a couple screws here, and here. So you just take them out. And we got a couple screws here, 2 screws here. Nothing too crazy. Normally, with a Phillips, you pry this down for this to come off. Of course, always disconnect your door switch. And then we got a couple screws here. Hopefully you guys can see. Disconnect your harness right here at the bottom. Oops, keep on forgetting. Let's go with this one screw right here. There you go. Now it should come. So your rollers. It has seen its day. It's not as bad like it used to be back in the day, but it's quite dirty. Quite dirty. So now let me see if I could show you how to take the belt off. Give me a second. Hopefully you guys can see the wheel. And from the looks of it, it is worn out. I was actually not expecting that. So normally, pull it a little bit to the left side, and then it comes off. And I was not expecting this. It was just supposed to be a maintenance, but I guess not. I guess I'm gonna have to make a second part, but we'll still continue. So we'll still continue. As you can see, this is the bearing wheel. The idler pulley. There you go. This is my idler pulley. I was not expecting this surprise. Keep in mind, it hasn't been doing any squealing or anything. My rollers, I had replaced them before, maybe a couple years back. They move freely, that's good. Something I seen video where they say put oil or grease, but after they're squealing, I have never done that before and they've been working fine. But you just want to do an annual cleaning on your dryers because they could catch on fire. You see this is burnt. So let me bring my shot back. If you guys are using headphones, just warning on the loud noise. In 3, 2, 1. Want to be very careful, especially cleaning here. You don't want to damage the thermostat or the high limit because they're pretty fragile. There's your thermal fuse. I'll get into that. All right, so now that that's done, we have the thermal fuse. If for some odd reason the dryer gets too hot, it will actually blow this fuse. It kills the power for everything. It will not dry. Scenarios: a clogged vent. Very, very rare. I see a stuck relay on the board. So that's your thermal fuse. Of course, we are aware heating elements, and we all have done our research that they always go out. Thermostat and your high limit. I think this is your high limit. So I've seen these go out, but it's very, very rare. Once this go out, it kills the power for the heating, so it will not energize, but it will rotate. Online, they always suggest to replace the whole thing with new thermostat, new high limit. We used to replace just the heating element itself. As you can see, you have a couple screws here. Oh, and over there, it just pops off, and then you just put the new element. This is the motor, and like I was saying earlier, I was not expecting this guy to, it was just supposed to be a maintenance video, so I'm gonna see right now if I actually have one. If I have one, I could get it done. Kill two birds with one stone. But rollers, I have replaced the rollers before. You just pop this little plastic, whoop, it comes out. So let me go check if I have an idler pulley. If I do have it, I could get it done. Be right back. And we're back. So I actually do have one. This is the idler pulley. You have a switch that activates the motor and everything else to come on. Here is the part number if you guys are interested. Delta Charlie 93-00634 Alpha. So let's see if I could take this sucker apart with one hand. So, and it comes with a new screw, so this is pretty much straightforward. So I'm not sure if I already replaced this before or not. If I did, then it sucks. I can't really argue. I mean, it's been a good dryer, even though it has a bad rep. So that's the old one. Now we're gonna put the new one. If this sucker decides to come off, so we're just gonna align, and we're just pretty much gonna have to put it to the hook. There's a hole here, so we're gonna have to pretty much put it into place. I could do it one hand, or you know what? Let's see if this guy could stay there. Hopefully you guys can see something. Oh, you gotta love stuff. You gotta love it. Where's the new screw? Just had it in there. I guess we just put original. The problem I had last time that this guy wasn't going flushed. So I managed put the new screw. This is the old one, and I put the new one, which is a little bit more smaller, so it didn't all go all the way in. Of course, you want to be sure it's put in properly. That's good. Of course, not all dryers are like that. All of them are different, but this is what I was telling you about. You got that tension there, goes to here. Boom. So it's pretty much a whole assembly. And since we're already here, let me just show you guys some stuff. If you go to a call, just to check that everything is good. I'm gonna put this thing on again. Sorry about the shaking too much. I'm trying to get used to with this headset. So continuity, always continuity. Check your components, of course. Power disconnected. If it checks good, it beeps. So like this is your thermal fuse. It's good. If it did not beep, that'll be considered bad. Heating element. Here's the tricky one of this one. They could sometimes beep, but they should not beep to ground. If it beeps to ground, that's not good. Something is touching this housing. So just keep that in mind. And that's how you gotta replace it, because this guy just popped off. I remember now. I replaced just the element itself. This is your thermostat fuse. And the final part, high limit. So everything checks out good. You know, if neither of them were to beep, then it's considered bad. So luckily I had a wheel. Now I'm gonna have to replace my belt because the belt took quite a beating. I am literally surprised that they're not red, as you can see. So luckily for me, I did have one, which is right here. This is new one. I don't have a part number for this one, unfortunately, but just by inputting model serial number, you should be able to get everything. Now, let me see. So the way how it was is the way how we're putting it. Try to align it where it was already. Of course, grooves will go facing down. Sometimes when you order them from the whatever you order them from, they might not sit flush. So I sometimes try to stretch them out a bit. That helps. So we'll fix that once I put it in there. So we'll give it a shot. So hopefully you guys can see groove facing down. Second. Oh, that's a fail. So there you go. You can rotate it just to be sure it's good. If you rotate it and it pops off, it's not put in properly. So I think that's it for all of this. Now we'll try to put all of this back together. Let's put this bad boy back in place. Never forget to connect this back on. This is just for the sensing. Rotate the drum so it could just sit flush. There you go. Smooth like butter. And you just put your screws. Don't forget to put the bottom one, of course. What am I missing now? This guy right here. Don't forget to connect your door switch too. Disconnecting. Disconnecting again. That's not a good sign. I think that was the reason I didn't put that back on. Oops. There we go. And then a couple less screws. This one with the washers goes right here. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, how you change an idler pulley. It was just supposed to be a maintenance, but I was not expecting that surprise. And I'm quite surprised that my dryer was still doing its thing, you know? And there you go. I know I've been gone for a while. I'm gonna try to upload videos here and there, especially from customers' houses, especially when they have their appliances in the garage. Sometimes I try to, but then sometimes to be, you know, there. So just for safety purposes, I don't want any issues with the customers. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully this headset did catch what I was expecting. If not, then I'm gonna have to do it again. This is the big guy, Melvin, signing off.